Hello, my name is Amy and welcome back to your mat. Welcome to your practice. So today we're going to do a short little class for those who might find themselves a little indecisive at times. And I definitely find myself that way sometimes. This is usually indicating some sort of imbalance in the body and the mind. So we're going to work on a little clarity, getting a little clarity and focus, and so that we're able to maybe make decisions a little better. Now, for today's class, I would recommend having either a blanket or a towel or something to pad up your knees because we're going to be mostly kneeling in today's class. So if you're on a hard surface or you have sensitive knees, something to put on top of your mat would be very helpful. So we're going to get started right away, and I'll kind of talk you through this whole concept of using poses to help with things you might be dealing with, like imbalances. So a lot of times, I know sometimes I can be really indecisive. Other times I can make a decision on a dime. And I'm not talking about like major big decisions. I'm talking more like, what thing am I going to choose to eat for lunch that day? Or what yoga practice will I do? Or will I go for a walk now or later? I mean, sometimes I can just find myself going just like I can't make a decision. So I find the yoga poses can sometimes really help clear out any blockages or clear up any imbalances we may have. This is going to be a short class, so don't expect it to be the magic bullet. So I've just laid my blanket out here on my mat. You can choose to use it or not use it if you like. And then we're going to come into a kneeling position here. So right now I'm both of my knees, and then I'm going to take my right leg out to the right, and I've got my toes are pointed toward the long edge of my mat. You could also choose to point them toward the front edge of your mat. I just find that for me it works better to do with the long edge of my mat, pointing my toes toward the long edge of the mat so that's now parallel to the top of my mat. So we're going to work through some side body work here to help kind of rebalance us and get us back into that state of clarity. So from here, we're just going to simply slide the right arm down the right leg, and we're going to side bend over. So any amount here, you may want to stay more upright. You might want to bring the top arm up overhead. Whatever feels best for you. And if it feels better on your neck, you are always welcome to look down or look to the side. You could also turn this a little bit into a side bend with a little bit of a twisting, bringing your chest up toward the sky and looking up underneath of your arm. So really go with what is more comfortable here. We're really working more with the side body work here today. It's not necessarily important whether you're twisting up and looking up or whether you're looking down or looking straight out. So I'm going to stay with straight out for now. So we're going to breathe through this pose a bit here. So the idea with yoga is it's very much a mind and body connection practice. So sometimes when we find that maybe we're a little foggy, we're not clear-headed, we don't have clarity of mind, clarity of purpose, clarity of decision making. Sometimes this can mean there's either some sort of blockage in the energy flowing through their body, or there's some sort of other imbalance going on. And some of these poses can really help to maybe help clear some of that out, to move maybe either the stagnation, whatever it might be. Let's go ahead and come on up. I don't want to stay in that pose too long. Now from here, we're just going to come into a kneeling version of Warrior Two. So I'm just going to bend my front knee now, that right knee, and now I have my toes pointing toward the front of my mat. And from here, we're just going to come into a simple extended side angle. So I'm going to adjust my knee here just a little bit, and you can tuck those back toes if you like, or you can leave them flat, depending on what you want to do here. And you're just going to you're going to kind of bend in here. You're going to kind of give yourself a little opening here through the groins. You're going to bring that elbow down to your right leg, and then you're going to simply extend that top arm up yet again. So here we are in a version of the extended warrior with our knees down. So for me, my knees are a bit sensitive, especially on this harder ground. So the blanket really helps. You can pad up the blanket as much as you need to if you find that your knees need extra support. We're going to continue to breathe here for a few rounds. You're really just opening up this entire side body that can get really tight for a lot of reasons, depending on if we've been sitting all day or whatever we may be doing. Maybe we're walking a lot or whatever it is. We don't often get into the side body enough. So this is a great way to help open up and hopefully help give you a little more clarity of mind. And then from here, you're going to come up, and then we're going to go into kneeling reverse warrior. So you're just going to come out of that, Remember how we were leaning in? Now we're going to come back out. And now you're just going to bring the opposite arm, your right arm up overhead. And we're going to open up the opposite way. And I'm just going to leave my arm down here on my side, the left leg. If you wanted to, you could bring it down to either a block or to the ground. Keeping that front knee bent. And really open up on this opposite side body. Make sure you're breathing here. Breath is so important in a yoga practice. Come all the way back up. And then now from here, we're going to go to the other side. But to do that, we're going to come through goddess pose. So you can leave your blanket exactly where it is, but you're just going to step the other foot up. Come on up as gracefully or as ungraceful as you like. And you notice mine was not very graceful, and it's okay. This is not a graceful competition. So for now, I'm just going to have both my legs straight just to give a little, get out of that bended pose that we were in there for a moment with our knees bent. And then from here, you're going to go ahead and squat down into your goddess pose. Or horse stance is another name it's called. So I've got both of my feet are about 45-degree angle pointed out there. And we're coming into a nice bent knee kind of. And you notice I'm a little buoyant here. So you can be a little bouncy if you like. You can stay still. Just before we go to the other side. So this is just kind of the in-between pose. You can rock back and forth from side to side if you like, just to open up here a little bit. And now straighten both the legs, let go of that bend. And now we're going to come back down to our kneeling position. So go ahead and kneel on your right leg. And now you're going to bring that left leg out into, gate pose. Let's go at gate pose first. So again, toes are pointed toward the long edge of your mat, or they're parallel to the back edge of your mat. Get nice and tall here. Inhale, get really tall. Feel yourself come out of your pelvis. And then go ahead and come over to the left side. So now my left arm is going on my left leg. Top arm is extending over. You can look up. Bring the chest up a bit if you like. You can look to the side, or you can look down. So often I find if I'm having some issue that day, for a particular day, whether it's brain fog or indecisive or just need to gain some clarity or whatever it might be, if I do a few poses that target those kinds of things, I will notice a difference, even a short practice. Now, again, this is not a magic bullet. I'm not going to promise you can be able to make all the decisions in the world as soon as class is over. But sometimes just clearing out whatever's going on in that side body in this case, or clearing out whatever area of the body is the problem. Come all the way back up. And now we'll come into that kneeling warrior stance. And go ahead and bend deeply into that left leg. Mosquitoes are going a little crazy here, so you'll see me sweating a bit. And then same thing, extended side angle in this case. So bring that elbow to your knee, and then go bring that top arm up overhead. But sometimes these poses can help kind of clear out. We get stagnant, we get stuck, energy gets stuck. There's just not a nice free flow of energy and chi and all the things. So when we're able to use these poses, sometimes they can help with other aspects of our lives. And sometimes maybe you're not feeling like you're indecisive at all, and this is just a great class to just open up the side body. And then come up, and now we're going to do the reverse. So we're going to reverse our kneeling warrior. Bring the opposite arm up, the left arm up, right arm down the back leg. I won't stay here too long. Breathing there, breathing nice and deep, and now feeling that opposite side there, opening up. And then go ahead and bring it back down. I'm going to leave my blanket on the mat. But from here, we're going to come into, just to finish out the class, we're keeping this short and simple. We're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. Now, if you'd like yours to be a little less wide, you could come into this kind of variation where you've got your feet at the either end edges of the mat, or you can come into the wider version, or anywhere in between. So you might find yourself coming in here or further out. You may be really flexible and come way out. Whatever works for you. This is again not about how far you can open the legs or how deep you can bend. It's about opening up through here, through the inner thighs, the inner groins. Sit up nice and tall, and you can stay here. You can have your hands behind your back or off to the sides if you like. Or I like to come forward and fold forward. So fold forward any amount, whatever works for you. So yoga can be just a physical practice, and that's perfectly fine. If that's what you need is a good stretch and just a good get yourself out of your head, it's good for that. It's also great for that building that mind and body connection to help move energy, help move stagnation that might have accumulated. To just open up through all these channels and really see how that helps you in your headspace as you go off of the mat. I like to think of my mat as this is a place I practice, but I take a lot from the mat off with me. So go ahead and fold forward here, breathing and releasing all of that. This is a short class, but an effective one. And you could stay here longer if you like, but to keep this shorter, I'm going to go ahead and bring you up. So come all the way back up. Come back to a seat. Thank you for joining me for this very short practice. I hope that you find that it does help you with maybe a little, if you're having some indecisive energy going on or you just need a little clarity of mind. Hopefully this helped. If nothing else, get a nice side body stretch on both sides. Thank you for joining me, and until next time.